Blockhead Podcast number 2.
Let's go.
Yeah.
Ew. That was like so loaded.
The drink of today's podcast is water because it's 110 degrees heat index today and Pedialyte. All right, what's up, guys? Welcome to the Blockhead Moto Podcast, broadcasting from the Blockhead Garage, motorcycle studio, and custom speed shop. Oh, need an oil change? We got you. Need a frame up, fully built, custom tuned one-off motorcycle? We do that too. Hit us up at blockheadgarage.com and we'll get you on the schedule. What do you guys think of that new intro, right?
Sheesh.
Woo. I like that.
Right? It's
How
legit.
long did it take you to write it? It took you a minute to read it.
I can't hear anything you're saying because you're not talking into the microphone.
That's okay.
Is it in the way?
Is that better?
Yes. But it's blocking your face.
We can't see Chris's face.
I want to see Chris's face.
I'm well aware.
Why
I
can't
specifically put it here for a reason. No, I pacifically put it.
Pacific Standard Time? So if you guys are just listening to this, you're not getting the full experience because the video, Chris is basically putting the phone or the microphone in front of his face because in podcast number 1, we had different microphone holders that basically came off of the table, and the way that it was situated perfectly blocked Chris's face the entire time, which people absolutely hated.
Dude.
I didn't notice it at the time of recording, but afterwards, yeah, it was kind of frustrating because you'd be talking and you're just looking at this black microphone arm thing. So we have invested into some new different microphone arm things that set on the table that do not block Chris's face.
You guys really beat that horse to death last time. Just check the comments, man.
I know, right? Half of them were move the microphone next time.
Right.
Oh, God.
So randomly, I'm gonna do this throughout today's.
I was gonna block your own face.
Now he's doing it intentionally.
Block face.
Oh yeah. Let me know it annoys you.
All right, guys. So same as last time around, sitting around the podcast table with me. So I am Blockhead, and to my left, we have Captain Anna, who is the Spec Ops Manager of Blockhead Moto.
Insert air horn sounds.
Y'all go give her a follow at Captain Anna. In front of me here, we have Justin James at Iron J Moto.
Ayo.
Editor and custom specialist. What do we call your interactions with customer service? I don't know what the.
What do we call that side? I don't even know.
No.
I think technically it's service manager, but
I don't want to go there.
I don't know.
And on my right, we've got.
I don't think we want.
See, told y'all.
And on my right, we've got Chris at Sick Wide Glide Master Tech and Horsepower Bay.
Ow, ow. That eye roll.
Horsepower Bay.
Oh my God.
Give us a sprinkle, bro. Nice.
Ooh.
That's the horsepower sprinkle.
Yeah.
For those of you not watching the video, you just flip me off. Thanks, bro. So real quick note before we get too far into the podcast. So this is our second ever podcast. And we have to thank you guys, all of you listeners. Our previous and first ever podcast was incredibly well received. I actually had a friend hit me up and congratulate us on ranking so well for our first ever podcast. I had no idea that there was podcast ranking out there. So I asked him where we could see this. He sent me a link and we actually ended up ranking within the top 10 of automotive podcast charts.
Let's go.
I was incredibly surprised by that. So thank you all for the awesome support right off the bat on our first podcast. We greatly appreciate it. You guys can find us on all of your favorite podcasting platforms like Apple, Google, Spotify, Amazon, iHeartRadio, of course, YouTube, because that's where we're mainly based out of. And I think there's a couple more in there. Wait, isn't there like one or two more?
Podbean, and I think we're still waiting on Pandora to approve us. Yeah.
So there's a couple options out there for you guys to like tune into the podcast if you want to listen through whatever, any of those. Second quick note, apparently you guys can rate and leave a review on our podcast, which I just discovered today. So just going through a quick couple of those reviews and what people have to say so that you guys know, talking to the team here. Laser Bass said, love the podcast. Very relaxed. Makes you feel like you're just hanging out with the gang.
Nice.
All right, Laserface.
Fred Rods said, getting to know the Blockhead crew. I felt like I was there with you guys. Great listen on my way to work.
Fred Rods, I felt like you were here too.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
Awesome.
And Wilkie K said, content is great, but I got preoccupied with the use of the word like. Sorry, it was just very noticeable. Anna.
Who did that? I'm sorry. I'm so
And
sorry.
so like she's really like sorry.
She likes the word like.
like.
It's like really
it's okay. and
noticeable
stuff.
sometimes, and like
It's all good.
stop being such a likesist.
I'm sorry.
I don't know what to say.
Right?
Listen, one time I was so focused on not saying like that I said, instead, like
Yeah, it was
Wait, just
17 17 times.
Wait, how many times?
About
was it like
17 times.
17?
Like
Approximately.
17 times.
I know.
So that actually happened the first ride video that we did with
For the
you
Ninja.
and the Ninja. And I was going through editing it and I ended up sending you a text saying, Anna, stop fucking saying you know.
And I responded and I said, I'm sorry, I'll so focus on not saying like.
It's like you just replaced it with something else. It happens. It happens. Like if you guys want to criticize, that's fine. Leave a review. Just be sure to rate us 5 stars in your criticism.
Anyway, I'm trying, guys.
Thanks.
Sorry.
I appreciate it. One of the most difficult things with doing all this is like finding the time to be able to record stuff like this. So like just this one, we're taking some time off after lunch and sitting around and, talking about, a couple of the topics that we've got to go over. But yeah, our apologies for obviously the time that it's taken. Thank you guys for your patience. Really appreciate it. I would like to say we will deliver them in a consistent schedule, but that is not a promise I can make. So it is not a promise I will make.
Right.
So first and foremost, I did just want to kind of go around the table and just kind of do a check-in. I feel like in that first podcast, everybody got to know us. So I know, Anna, you've done some cool stuff between now and then. I know y'all have done some cool stuff between now and then. So Anna, if you'd like to start out, what's been going on since the last podcast? Have you done anything cool or interesting?
I have. Well, the most recent cool adventure was I went to Babe's Ride Out in Narrowsburg, New York, and met up with Jess, her 2 wheels, in Scranton. And then we rode over together and camped out all weekend. And it was super awesome. It was an incredible adventure. I took the train up to DC, which would probably not do again. It was a very, very long ride and exhausting. But it was a cool experience. I had never been on the train before. And so I enjoyed that part of it, I guess. And yeah, put like a little over 800 miles on my Sporty.
That's badass.
For the weekend.
Yeah.
That was dope.
Shout out Memphis Shades.
I want to get a high five too. High five.
My
Not
gosh.
one like.
One like.
Not one.
Not one.
That whole statement. You said
Good job.
3
Thank you.
times. But
I'm trying. See, I'm
fine.
trying. You're like,
no,
let's
you
keep
got it.
count now.
Damn,
I'm over
we got
here. I
the-
was waiting. I had my hand down.
We got the like police over here.
We need
Like,
a little bell every time I say it. Ding, ding.
Like a buzzer,
counter.
like a bad
Is
buzzer.
that the angel getting its wings? No,
we need
that's
to load
Anna
this thing
saying
up
like
right here,
again.
dude.
Damn
We
it.
need to load this up with some preset sounds.
Yeah.
It was super cool having my bike there. Felt surreal at times because that was the first time I've taken my bike out of state. But getting to ride those roads on my Sporty was awesome. Definitely shout out Memphis Shades because that ferry and that windshield made it all possible.
Yeah.
Doing the highway, honestly, no problem. 70 to 75 straight through. It was doable. I mean, I'm on a 5-speed, so obviously it's sketchy in that sense, but not so much with the wind and also rain. I hit some rain. So, and then a week after I did that, I came back and went skydiving.
Crazy.
And that was also fun.
Crazy.
You're killing it.
And that's the fun stuff I've been up to.
So you want to explain to people what Babes Ride Out is?
So Babes Ride Out is an all women's moto camping event for the weekend. It's just all about, community and
no boys allowed.
I just heard myself say, so now I'm like, yeah, and it is no boys allowed, but it's just a super cool weekend to connect with other female riders and, get to know each other and hang out. And there was karaoke and beer and shenanigans and lots of riding.
What were the shenanigans?
They did. So on the second day, they did these little bike games. So one of them was an egg drop. And so it was like 2 people on a bike and the person sitting on the back had to drop an egg on top of a cone. And then they'd have to come back and pick it up without dropping the egg. And a couple of people totally ate shit. So those kinds of shenanigans.
Nice.
Yeah. So super cool.
Cool. All right. Well, camping trip, auto train, good amount of mileage on your sports and skydiving. It's going to be hard to top. Justin, what have you done?
Right. Yeah.
What about you, Justin?
Yeah.
Man, nothing too exciting. Just everything here, man. Editing a whole bunch of awesome content here. I think one of the bigger and notable things that we've done is being a part of the pickle build in some way. You got that done and that was pretty cool and huge. And yeah, I don't know, editing a whole bunch of stuff.
Yeah, Justin, insert pickle build picture on the screen here. Cool. Pickle.
Right.
Yeah, that was, I've actually got that in the list of topics to talk about here in a second. So we'll definitely loop back around to that.
Right.
Cool. And then going to bike nights, repping. You said you met a couple people out at the bike nights and stuff.
Man, I feel like I bump into people everywhere, like gas stations and whatever. And like, I'm so friendly that like, I just go and talk to people. And so,
it's true.
Yeah.
He's overly friendly.
Well, I just like am
Makes me
fascinated by
uncomfortable sometimes.
I don't know. I just love motorcycles and people. And, so yeah, I don't know, met some people, talk about their bikes, and then of course like hand out cards and stuff and try to get them over to the shop.
Yeah, business cards.
Boots on the ground.
Business cards.
All right. Chris, Sick Wide Glad, what have you been up to, bro?
Oh, I don't even know. I'm not talking in this microphone is what I do know. Because when I'm over here, you don't like it. But when I'm out here, you don't like it either.
But you can see his face.
So now I'm out here.
All that matters is we see your face now at this point.
You guys wanted this.
I can't hear him.
Someone's going to say something else next time now.
Too fucking bad. One hand, one the other. What do you get?
People just want to see you.
No, I don't want to see me. So what have I been up to? I've been up to a lot, actually. I swam with sharks.
Ooh.
Really?
That was cool. Yeah, you went skydiving. I got to swim with sharks.
gosh.
Both doing these deadly things.
Man.
Well,
Give me the deets later. I want to do that.
yeah, dude, it's awesome. Actually, just to be able to like touch a shark, like legit, that's a whole different experience.
They feel
like
weird, right?
It's like one big muscle
Yeah.
with
Giggity.
Are sharks smooth?
they're
They
not
feel like rubber.
they're not smooth, and no, I wouldn't say they feel like rubber. They're muscular. It's very muscular, but they have teeth. I don't know what it's called. It's like
Sharks have teeth?
Oh, dude, bro, don't even start. Yeah, teeth on the fucking skin that points forward. Basically, it's calcium, I believe.
You know, there's a finish, like a floor finish called shark skin.
I bet.
Yeah.
I bet it's not a legit shark. So that's all that
I would
matters.
hope not. That would
Anyways.
seem bloody and messy.
Yeah, it was actually pretty cool. So we'll just blow by it. I'll tell you later outside of this venue. So went swimming with sharks, diving with sharks. What else did I do? Tampa Bay Rays game. Kind of been around. Beach trip. Did my mother's birthday. That was fun. Stuff. Went to Flogging Molly concert.
Oh, yeah.
That looked like fun.
Yeah,
Tell your story,
that was fun. cooked a huge fucking tomahawk for Father's Day. Oh man, that was amazing.
Dude, I saw that on your story.
Yeah, that was bomb.
That apron dough.
Oh yeah,
Well,
that custom
apron.
apron.
That custom,
Like that,
yeah,
that was
sick white glide apron.
That was my Father's Day gift.
That was
It's
dope.
cheesy, but
I loved
that's
it.
not-
I love it too.
Yeah. What'd you
And
say?
the whole
The
little-
cheesier, the better.
Yeah. I sent you the set, right?
Yeah.
So there's that whole grill set too. Anyways, I don't know. I think that's about it. Yeah, we've built a few bikes, but that's what we do every day. I'm talking about like me. I'm thinking more about me.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got some stuff too. I know you've been up to stuff.
Justin got a piano.
Oh, yeah, I
like,
guess- I
you
mean,
did
I don't
some
know.
stuff.
I forgot.
These people want to know. They don't even know they want to know yet.
Right,
He'd
right.
be on those night rides.
Yeah,
Ooh.
lots of riding. But yeah, I guess the piano thing is exciting. I forgot about that. Yeah. I played piano for like my entire life and I haven't had a piano out here. And so it's nice I went and bought a keyboard. And it's nice to just like jam out all the time. I think it's good for like my mental health. And I'm good at it. So it's like pretty crazy.
Nice.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Are you a legit pianist?
I don't even know what that means.
Well, to be legit, you have to have like played until your fingers bleed.
Yeah. Or
think that's-
like, I mean, obviously you say you play your whole life, so I'm asking you. Do you call yourself like?
I
Do
don't.
you have compositions?
like my own personal ones?
Yeah.
No, but
Come
I
on, man,
think
why don't you do like that one guy, like play love and then like
that
form a
one
whole
dude on
composition?
TikTok
Yeah.
is insane, man.
That's nuts.
But no, I mean it's good enough where I could read music if I don't like buy books and read music, but I could. Mostly just like I don't know, I could just pull up a YouTube video and I'm capable of like learning a whole new piano piece.
Just
and
by
then,
sound.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
disciplining myself to like practice it.
Yep.
And then it's just embedded in my brain.
That's
Got
my
the-
aunt. That's my
The ear for music, yeah.
Right.
Really, they call that
part
something,
of my
don't
family
they?
is really good at that.
Yeah.
I, though, on the other hand, completely suck.
I forget what they call that. Like whenever you can hear something and just pick it up.
I don't know
There's
what
a name for
like
it.
a
It's
term?
like having true tone or something like that. Yeah.
I could do that a little bit, but for the most part, it's just easy for me to play the piano and then pick it up.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. All
What
right.
about you? What you been up to?
Yeah.
Nothing. Blockhead. That's this. That's it.
Didn't you just go somewhere? A little bit ago.
Where? California?
Yeah.
Was that in between this and that last
Yes.
podcast?
Oh yeah,
Damn, has it been that long?
that was that. Yeah, because California was
That's
last
what I'm
month.
saying, dude. I went swimming with sharks. Like I had my anniversary. We already did
I had my
that.
birthday. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, but that was
we had
also
a lot
for
going on.
motorcycles.
Yeah, but, so do we want this to be motorcycle shit only or like
No,
personal
yeah, I mean, I
shit?
guess it can be just whatever. But so, yeah, I guess I went to LA, went to
Yeah.
the bike shed.
And how was that?
Ooh, the bike
What'd you
shed.
think?
LA was
Like,
shit.
tell me the way you said it. Like when you were like, yo, the bike shed was awesome, but
LA smells like piss and weed. The bike shed was awesome. It's like a little diamond in the rough surrounded by like 12-foot walls. Yeah, it was interesting riding, obviously in California for hundreds and hundreds of miles because, you know, lane splitting and filtering and all that stuff was really cool.
Oh yeah, what's
set
that
me up.
like?
Dude, it was kind of scary, to be honest.
I bet.
Yeah, whenever you're, you know, like traffic is stopped up, you know, and the speed limit's like 70, but cars are going like 20 and like you're going 30, 35 between them. Like you feel like you're one
that's so fun.
person away from like not paying attention to just like totally taking you
Yeah,
out.
like right on the edge the whole time.
You're very,
Perfect.
very much on the edge. So super sketch. I got a lot of footage
Find
of
that
it.
little gap and shoot it up to 70.
I thought I was going to take people's mirrors out so much. You're just like doing the wiggle. You know, it's like you do your bars like this in order to like avoid that mirror and then avoid that mirror and then you center back up. But yeah, it was a lot of fun out there. LA bike shed. And then from there rode up to Santa Barbara. Yeah. So Santa Barbara from there and then stayed there for like, I want to say it was like 9 days or something. It was a while.
Wow.
So it was basically 2 trips between Indian Motorcycle and Harley-Davidson, trying out a couple of the new bikes. And I'd been to California before, but not like for as long as I had on this trip. Or stayed at a location near as nice, but I totally understand why people love that state just from staying in California or in Santa Barbara, like on the beach. You know, you can go and ride like 20, 30 minutes and be up in the mountains. And it was just incredible. So you've got beach right there, perfect weather. One of the things you notice while out there is there wasn't really many bugs, which is totally the opposite of Florida.
Wow.
And
Must be nice.
low humidity despite being right on the ocean. Like the weather was perfect. It was a great time. Yeah. I was definitely ready to be home and I got jet lag like crazy.
I bet.
I remember that.
But yeah, it was cool. I think that's probably, I think there was another trip that I was supposed to go on, but like I was getting kind of tired of, being in airports and shit. So just kind of decided to stay and focus on here. So, and here we are. For those of you listening, if you have the ability to comment, if you're listening, let us know if you've done any of those things: skydiving, swimming with sharks, piano, California. California.
How about combine them all?
Yes.
Who wins skydiving while playing the piano?
Into sharks.
In California. I'm waiting for someone.
Oh,
I remember when I
would watch that video.
I knew a guy once who.
How to go viral.
Right.
What is playing piano? You'd have to play like a keytar while skydiving, because
pretty
playing
badass.
a piano,
You're like,
unless you like taped it to your legs. Mental image. All right. So the next thing I wanted to go over was just like shop status. So shop updates, recent, current, incoming projects.
A lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, the wheels never stop turning. So
Yeah.
Wheels on the bus go round and round.
I mean, I would say we're pretty busy. I think people are getting
this
a
guy
little
with all the details over here.
Well, I think people are getting a little shocked when they're emailing us and I'm like telling them that we're about 2-3 weeks out, which I still think for a busy shop is still on the light end. Like, I mean, some shops can be 2-3 months, but right now we're probably around 2 or 3 weeks booked out. But yeah, it's constant emails, constant inquiries, and
What kind of jobs are we booked 2 to 3 weeks out? Like
everything that we have going on here are pretty big jobs, lots of performance and a lot of custom stuff. Like right now we have like a pretty huge 883 Sportster build with custom paint,
badass
1200 hooligan kit. We're doing
which was inspired by the OG Sportster, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
dang.
Yeah. That dude was really inspired by it and pretty much kind of wants to do the same treatment.
Oh yeah.
We have like a chrome delete and stage 2 on a road glide. Lots of performance upgrades. It's not like all small work.
Yeah. Chris,
Awesome.
how you feeling, bro?
I just want this dyno room done.
Yeah. So
that's another
why
thing too.
don't you talk about the dyno room?
You know where I'm at.
No comment.
Yeah. No comment. I don't know. I don't know if anybody's seen what would be out yet.
So by the time
Pickles.
by the time
that one.
Yeah.
And it was
they
only
saw the pickle.
sticked, right? In that shot, it was only. I think it was just sticks up. So now, as of today, which is I don't even know what is today, June 20 something, 24th.
Yeah.
So as of Friday, the 24th, we have walls insulated up. Sheetrock, both inner and outer. Doors are on. Obviously, dyno's in. Fans are on. Roof's on. Top of the roof. We have to insulate the bottom of the roof and then sheetrock it. And then potentially, see how Alan feels, but we might potentially corner in that one stack just to help minimize noise. We got the acoustic treatment out there expanding as we speak. So
That's why it stinks in here right now. You smell like that sour smell?
I don't even
that's
smell
what that
it anymore.
was?
That's the acoustic panels out there.
It's
I didn't
just what I
smell it yet.
smell like now.
Because earlier I was totally going to be like, okay, who
you
farted?
it smells like cat piss. Oh
my God.
Sour.
It's all over my hands. But anyways, so
Cat piss all over my
I
hands.
think really all we have left, the major part is the duct work and wiring.
Yeah.
And then the insulation in the roof, which is it's kind of a pain in the dick. But
I mean, you just listed like a lot of things.
it's
Oh,
really
that's
not.
massive.
It's not. If
When you look at them like one piece at a time, but like if you look at it overall, I was talking to somebody the other day and I was like, yeah, like I've never built a room before. And they're like, you chose a hell of a first room to build. And I didn't think about it like that. The fact that it's like,
yeah,
dude,
you guys thought you'd do it in 2 days. I don't know.
I didn't think that. I thought we'd maybe be able to get it done in 5, but like whenever you're thinking like it has an HVAC system and it's acoustic treated, like the doors are security doors, like the shit. It's
you
insane.
should see what I went through to put the doors up.
Really?
Did a great job.
Yeah.
though.
Yeah, good job, dude.
So
Yeah, man.
thank you.
I'll
But
go check those doors out after the
let's
podcast.
put it this way.
Fist bump props.
one door jamb, the left side door jamb, was 1 full 1/4 inch too tall. It is now in place.
So we had to get the door expander.
It is not bent. No, I had to expand the opening in the wall. But it's now mounted. It's in. The doors swing freely. Everything's done that way. And it was a little bit more than I think we had all anticipated. And when I sent it to Alan, I'm going to give you a shout out here because it's not the way you want it. But
Alan.
I said, Alan, so the measurement on the door is 81 and a half and the door jamb is 81 and 3/4. And his response was, fuck. Like this. And I go, well, I said, can I try to just hammer this in? And he goes, no, it shouldn't be hammered. It should just fit. And he goes, I fucked up, and like sent an emoji. And I'm like, let's work around this. So
keep in mind, I never hear anything about this until after.
it's all in text. But anyways, I basically was like, well, let me see what I can do before you freak out. Like, don't feel like you fucked up. Because honestly, the floor, if you go out there and look at the floor has ripples in it. It's by no means smooth.
We've discovered our building is not square.
Of course it's not. So you're building.
What a time to discover that.
Yeah, mid-building.
So honestly, what I ended up doing was offsetting the entire door. So if you can picture this, the door is set this way.
Huh. Man.
The whole door. And then I had to swing the left side door, not the right. The right side was the one that was hitting. I had to actually kick the jamb out so that after it was crooked, what did we do? We spaced.
We put some shims on
I had to
the
shim
hinges.
one door up.
Yeah.
And then the other one, I used, the jamb has screws in it, so you can actually tilt and angle it and all. Mm-hmm. I ended up tilting it the opposite way of the other door to bring them together and make them flat. Like it's a whole bunch of backwardness, but it's together now. It swings free.
And it latches.
And it's a door.
Nice.
Yep.
So, and I have a story about hanging a door. You want to hear that? Little Johnny, remember the door?
You want to hear that? Silence. Crickets.
Neither one of you got it.
Yeah, it was your joke.
Your
grandpa
joke.
Your grandpa joke.
My grandpa joke is just
I feel like our community would want to hear a grandpa joke. So yes.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, why not? I thought it was funny.
Let's see if we can tell this smoothly, because I might fuck it up. But little Johnny's at home, right? It's one of those teacher work days, and mom's annoyed. He's running around the house. Mom's trying to clean up behind him. Everywhere he goes, she makes a new mess. So finally, she gets tired of this, and she's like, Johnny, go outside and do something. And he's like, but it's too hot. And she goes, well, go find your friends. And Johnny's like, well, my friends are all, he had excuses. Friends are here, there. I got nobody to play with. And she's like, you know what, Johnny, I'm tired of this. She's like, you know what? They're building a house down the street. Go watch the construction workers. Go learn something. Go tell me what you learned. Right? So she's trying to be motivational. Little Johnny, he takes off. He's like, okay, great. Yeah, I'm going to go do that. So boom, he takes off. It's probably lunchtime. Anyways, by about 5:36 o'clock, sun's starting to set. It's fall. Dad's about ready to come home. Little Johnny's mom's like looking around. She's like, house is clean. She's just realizing like, where's my kid? So she's looking around. She goes out front. She opens the door. She can't quite see where they're building that house, but she knows it's down the way. She's like sticking her head out there. Anyways, as she's doing this, she sees him. Here he comes. He's walking up the side of the road, and she's like, got that moment of relief. Anyways, little Johnny comes walking up, and she's like all like exacerbated. She's like, oh, Johnny, where you been? And he's like, well, I was down the road. I was learning how to be a carpenter. And she's like, oh, you learned how to be a carpenter? And Johnny goes, yeah. And she goes, well, you want to tell me what you learned? And he's like, well, I learned how to hang a door. And she goes, okay, well, how do you hang a door, Johnny? And Johnny goes, well, first you put the motherfucker up in there, then you take the cocksucker back out, you shim that bitch, and you call it good. And she just, exactly, much like you, like I would be. I was like, what? So as he's saying this and she's reacting, Johnny's dad pulls in. I mean, perfect timing. He pulls in and gets out of his truck, slams the door. He's all dirty and hot. And she's like appalled. And she goes, Johnny, you tell your dad what you just told me. Johnny turns to his dad, and dad's looking like, what did I just walk into? So Johnny goes, Johnny's mom goes, Johnny, you need to tell your father exactly what you just told me. And she tells Paul, she's like, Paul, Johnny's been down the road learning something. You listen to this boy. So Johnny goes, Dad, Mom told me to go learn something today. So I learned how to be a carpenter. And he's like, okay, obviously there's more to this story, son. Keep telling. So he goes, well, I learned how to hang a door. And Paul kind of rolls his eyes and he goes, okay, son, tell me how you hang a door. And he's like, well, first you put the motherfucker up in there. Then you take the cocksucker back out. You shim it, put it back in, you call it good. And he's like, what? And Johnny's mom, mouth open. Johnny's dad goes, what? Go get me a switch. And he's like, fuck that shit. That's an electrician's job. Walks off. It's a grandpa joke.
I liked it.
I had an Ole and Lena one too, but we won't do that one right now. I told you that.
Yeah, that was a good one. Probably shouldn't be on the podcast. So whenever you told me that, it was actually kind of interesting because it's like it's a dated joke because a lot of people nowadays don't know what a switch is. And so like do you know what that is, Justin? Like if somebody told you to go get them a switch.
Dated.
To get them a switch?
Like go get me a switch. Go pick out a switch.
I mean, it's to get beat
Go
with.
choose your whip.
What?
To get beat with.
A small stick that you're going to get beat with. Yeah.
Dang.
So like.
Wow. So you just took the whole joke and didn't even know what was happening.
That's what I'm saying. That's why I didn't, when you first told us, I was like, cool, dude. I got to go back to work. But yeah, that's probably why. I mean, I didn't get it.
Yeah, it's definitely a dated joke. So switch, it's like something you used to have to like go. If you didn't pick a good switch, then they would go pick you a switch.
Exactly, and you didn't want Mama to pick that switch. Yep. I promise, because she's gonna get a big one. It's a stick off a tree, so you have to go break your own stick to get beat with. Oh my goodness, the fact that I have to explain it this much.
I mean, dude, I don't know.
There's
man.
gonna be a lot of our listeners, I guarantee, that don't get that joke. But
but there's gonna be a shit ton that do, and all of those that get it are gonna laugh their ass off.
Yep.
Right.
Because if they know what a switch is, that means that it was threatened at one time in their life.
They've lived through it.
So they come from this era.
Yep.
Yeah.
There is something recently that we had to overcome, which was stress and timelines. Talking about the 2 weeks out timeline. Yeah. So, do you want to share anything about that?
I'm not doing this here.
It was very stressful meeting a certain deadline. And I feel like I should record that drama because that's stuff that people really respond to, right?
Right.
That's the shit that they want to see. Like, the at each other's throats yelling. And
we're going to have to beep out some stuff.
Discovery Channel, we're ready for a reality show.
For real.
Yeah.
I mean, I think it's all the stress and then also overcoming it as a team, I think, is like pretty huge.
So yeah, I think in the last podcast, obviously it was like us trying to like just getting into the building. We just set up the podcast room. Since then, it's been a couple months and we've had like a couple projects, like a lot of projects in terms of bikes, but then also like projects of building out the shop. And so the Dyna room, while we were also finishing up a certain bike and then like juggling other projects, it all kind of led to this pressure cooker. Oof. And I think it would play really well on Discovery Channel. So if y'all want to hit us up,
wow.
Just kidding, not kidding.
Wow.
Right.
I'm not exploiting my own drama.
That's the thing. It's real drama though.
It is real drama, but
yeah. Like I think it's insightful, to not necessarily like share those juicy details, even though people do probably want to hear them, but like showing that like it's not all, bubble gum. And,
it ain't fucking rainbows and sunshine around here. I promise you.
Exactly.
Like,
anybody that thinks it is can.
I think even the first point is like.
I know what you wanted to say.
Yeah. Yeah. We all know what I wanted to say.
The shop actual work happens here every single day from start to close. Yeah. It's not just people hanging out, shooting the shit.
Right.
I don't think a lot of people get that.
I don't think a lot of people
think. Yeah. A lot of people don't understand that there's like actual work that happens here. Right. And it's like
and sometimes.
That's exactly what I'm saying.
Let me just say this real quick because I think I might have did it to somebody this morning because you mentioned it. Sometimes you guys show up and I'm busy and I'm not really giving attention to you because my mind is elsewhere and I have to stay focused on what I'm doing. Right. Because if I don't, I'll fucking forget. No. And so to stop and be like, hey, brother, how you doing? And hang out. Now I done forgot what the other 10 things I had going on regarding that motorcycle or this screw or this or that piece or this that got forgotten. Yeah.
Your brain, as you're working through these things, you develop a cache of like the next 5 to 10 steps based on what you're doing right now. So back whenever I was developing and doing like code, it was kind of the same thing. And in order for people to leave us alone in the office, we would put in earbuds or put headphones on. So that was like the universal, like, don't bother me sign.
Right. Yeah.
And so it's kind of the same thing. Like if somebody would come up and they would like touch my shoulder, it would basically take me out of where I was in code and I would forget, and it would be way harder to get back into that.
That's the thing.
Yeah.
I can leave my tool here, and I can even leave a part there to remember, okay, this is where I left off. But let's be honest, because we all have to experience this in life. Sometimes when you go back to where you were, that motivation, that momentary whatever is gone. So now you're like, oh fuck, I gotta do that. Now am I gonna go there? Yeah. So you're like, your whole jive has been.
Yeah, you have to pick up and say, like, where was I?
Mm-hmm.
And that's
Changed.
difficult. That's difficult sometimes. So
it can be, yeah.
And in part, that is why the shop is not yet open to the public.
Yeah.
Because, we do get requests like, hey, I'm coming to the town this weekend. Could I come by the shop and hang out with you guys? I'd really love to meet you guys. And the reality is there isn't a whole lot of hanging out happening. It's work. I mean, it's a lot of work.
Right.
You see actually, this one's not even sweating anymore, but we sweat more than we.
Yeah. I mean, it's still sweaty right here.
Nobody's hanging out here.
Right.
There's moments of hanging out between stuff, but it's usually like talking about something else.
Which is like what everyone sees, and they just assume that that's what we're doing the whole time.
This is actually a good tie-in. So we, for our Discord, we did a little section of Q&A so that people could ask stuff and we get an answer on the podcast.
The old Q&A.
And one of the questions was actually, describe like a day at the shop. So that guy said, would love to hear your routine throughout the day, shop, lunch places, stuff like that.
So before we answer that question, though, just to elaborate further on Discord, for those of you that don't know what that is. So Discord is basically like a big chat room. It's like you're set up on your own like Discord server, as they call it. And then you've got, multiple threads which cover different topics. And the way that you get access to the Blockhead Moto Discord is through our website. And so that loops in like if you want access to that, you basically have to go to blockheadmoto.com and you're essentially signing up to potentially win a motorcycle. So we give away motorcycles. We're at season 8. Right. So by the time you guys see this, you will have seen the new season 8 motorcycle reveal, which is a 2022 Harley-Davidson Lowrider ST. Well, they've already seen the reveal is coming out. As of us recording this, it hasn't come out, but they will have seen it. So right now we're in season 7. And for season 7, we're giving away a Sucker Punch Sally, which is an old school chopper. And so there's only a few weeks left to enter that. If you guys want to enter for that one. For season 8, like I said, the brand new Harley-Davidson Lowrider ST is the bike we're giving away, and you can join at blockheadmoto.com. You basically go there, sign up, select a tier, and you guys are in. You also get additional perks like early access to episodes, exclusive access to our Discord. As we were mentioning, we posted up the Q&A there, and so our Discord members were basically able to drop in some questions for us to answer in this podcast. You also get discounts on merch and more. I've had this question a couple times, but you guys should feel good about signing up because everything that we earn through there is put directly back into the business. So from building the Dyna room that we're talking about, all those materials, everything was purchased through basically money that we earned through YouTube and through our bike giveaways. So it's basically able to allow us to continue to grow. So from building a Dyna room to paying this awesome team, I've got to pay salaries to this master level technician over here. And let me tell you guys, master level techs ain't cheap. Also incredibly talented editors ain't cheap. And Anna, although part-time, it helps us to keep her on board as well.
None of us cheap.
So y'all's contributions help us to continue to grow, to create quality content, and to continue to basically, tackle incoming projects, builds, bike giveaways, keep the lights on, all that good stuff. So thank you guys for signing up. Really appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you. You're supporting us, supporting content creation.
Right?
Yeah. So what was the Discord question again?
So that guy said, would love to hear your routine.
Is that his username, that guy?
Yes. Nice. Throughout the shop, lunch places, stuff like that.
Ooh.
I feel like lunch places is a lot more exciting. Go ahead.
Well, let me start this. First off, we're never going to tell you our lunch places. Not gonna have you
So you don't show up.
Nope. But
They are amazing lunch places.
They are. I mean, we could probably mention a few that we've been to because, like,
you got the Mexican place and the poke bowl place.
Right, we got places
and that other Mexican place.
I don't know. Lately,
and the barbecue place.
Lately, we don't have a routine. That's probably one thing we might want to do, establish one, but we don't have one.
Right. We're talking
That's
about
just
for like
the truth.
What, getting to the shop and.
Right.
I don't know. I've kind of noticed you guys have a little bit of a routine. Like whenever you come in, like I kind of.
We address our stuff that we need to.
Yeah. Right. And then like you make some coffee and, you know, hang out, go through emails, customer orders, build up whatever.
Don't say hang out. Not hanging out.
You know what I mean?
True.
No hang out.
You're holding hands while
singing Kumbaya by the fire.
You're braiding each other's hairs.
Right.
Yeah. I don't know. Like for me, like if I had a routine, basically like show up in the morning. I think lately I've been showing up a little earlier just to try to get a head start on stuff. And then like I'll go through emails, see if there's anything I need to address for the day. I'll skim through like YouTube comments. I do try to like look at every single comment and like I don't have the time to reply to all of them, unfortunately. I mean, there's a lot, but I'd say I do a pretty good job of replying to quite a bit of people's comments. And then after that, I kind of go and see what you guys are up to and see what's on, you know, the agenda for the day. We also just recently got those whiteboards, which was Anna's idea actually originally back in the day.
The Dizzy.
Man, that was a while back. And like you originally wrote like tons of stuff down on them and stuff that like I needed to do.
Did you do any of it?
It was still written on a lot of it.
It was all still written on it.
It was all still on it.
I did do a lot of it. Yeah, I actually looked at it because it was probably like, I don't even know, at least a year old.
Oh, yeah.
Probably like almost 2 years old.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I want to say it was like 2 years old.
Yeah. I took a picture of it before I erased all of it. But yeah, there was a lot of it that was, you know, done. But yeah, I think the whiteboard, like I can kind of glimpse at that and like see what's on the agenda for the day.
Right.
And then, you know, I'll talk to you guys and if like there's any help needed, then, you know, I'll try to lend help. If I think usually after that, like I'll run to the gas station because I need like a coffee or an energy drink or something like that. And I'll ask if you guys want something and then come back. Recently I've been working on that Dyna that we're selling. So I'll kind of get to that. So between that, videos, uploads, thumbnails, it's just kind of back and forth for me.
Right.
I think for you, it's like, especially lately, it's been get in, crank away on an edit.
Yeah. It's, I feel like when I get here on Monday seems to be like a pretty shop fulfilled day full of emails, ordering parts, scheduling, you know, catching up with Chris, seeing what he's got going or what he needs or what he's got going on. And then like, I feel like the rest of the week is like split in half. Usually like the first half is like more emails and whatever stuff with the shop. And then half of the day, the last half is like editing and just kind of chilling in that room and just cranking away at the edits. So it's a balance between both sides, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah. That's why I was trying to like earlier, it's like editor /
right.
What's the title there?
The guy who calls you to follow up on service.
Yeah. All right.
Yes. If you guys have tried to call and our phones haven't been working, we just had to turn off our router and turn it back on.
That was it.
Yeah.
Control Alt Delete.
Stupid, dude. So
I was like,
dumb.
He was like, "Oh, it's working now." And I said,
For a phone
"What'd you
line.
do?" And he goes,
Like, why do you have to do that for a phone line?
Unplugged it and I said, "Plug it back in."
So dumb.
Right.
How about you, Chris? What's your routine entering the shop?
Turn the lights on, turn the fan on, turn my radio on, take a piss. And then
Key detail.
Yeah, well, I mean,
Important.
Make a coffee.
I shit at
drink
home.
a coffee.
I like
take
to
a dump.
Yeah, well, I like to drop mine at home, but yeah, I usually need to pee by the time I'm here. And then
He likes homebrew.
yeah, I do. It's my toilet. You know what I mean? I want my ass
get
on
it.
my own
I get
toilet.
Home court advantage.
I think a lot of us do. We just don't talk about it.
That's true.
Yeah.
Use a bidet yet, bro?
No,
Although, yeah, I was going to say we have the bidets here and it is
I have
pretty
no.
nice.
I don't. There's just something about it. I don't want water being sprayed at my butt. I don't.
I'm just gonna stop this. Okay, we're not gonna go down this conversation again.
But every one of you have done it now.
Yo.
And this is me speaking from the side of us that are listening and watching that don't and haven't.
So context real quick.
No, I don't even think we need context.
You guys remember whenever...
Bidet or not the bidet?
You guys remember?
That's it.
You guys remember in the beginning of the pandemic, whenever toilet paper, like for some reason there was a toilet paper shortage.
Yeah.
So like a week before toilet paper.
Wait a minute. This is funny. I want this. I want this on the podcast. Hold on, Justin. Why were we short toilet paper?
I can't remember why I said, but I remember having this conversation with you, and you were like,
dude.
And I was like,
he told me some weird like millennial shit that had to do with like, hold on, what did
like
he say?
COVID was causing everyone to poop, and so everybody wasn't.
But it wasn't.
But this is what
I said, and then he was
laughed, and I go, no, bro.
That was the question. It's like, why is toilet paper running out? It's like it doesn't cause you to shit anymore.
No,
But that's what I thought. Like it was giving everybody diarrhea, and I was telling Chris that he was just started dying.
So it's simple. It's simple statistical mathematics. Like this gets into an area people don't want to talk about. But let's be honest, we as humans shit, and we use a certain amount of paper a day. The whole fucking human race, certain amount, right? This is normal every day, unless all of a sudden people are like, oh shit, I'm gonna be stuck and I'm not gonna have any paper, and they go buy the shit out of it. Now there's nothing left.
Right.
Literally, there's nothing left. So supply and demand were off at that moment is ultimately what happened. It had nothing to do with people needing to shit more, which I find comical.
That's so funny.
So
you were dying.
I heard. So, okay, whenever pandemic happened, nobody was going to work anymore, right? And so you were no longer using the bathrooms at work, like an entire population.
Right.
No longer using work bathrooms. So whenever I used to work in an office, I wouldn't go at home. I would wait till I got to work.
You're one of those people.
I was getting paid to poop.
Boss makes $1, I make a dime. That's why I poop on company time.
Oh my goodness.
Dude, seriously, it's like I would like my routine at work in the office. Like I would go in, I would make my cup of coffee, I would turn my computer on, see what projects and emails I got for the day, drink my cup of coffee, and then before work meetings and all that stuff happened, go drop off. Right?
No, delete that part. I purposely stayed away from that when I said it.
It's hard not to
because we know, but other people know, and that's not cool.
So, it takes what? If you're in there for 5 to 15 minutes or whatever, and it's like, getting paid company time, whatever. So whenever the pandemic happened and nobody was going to work anymore, it was basically putting a strain on like, okay, now we're using home resources.
Exactly.
We are no longer using work resources. And so people had
panic bought at the same time mentally. It's kind of, think about when a hurricane comes, we buy the shit out of water, the things that disappear here. Toilet paper
doesn't disappear though.
Never, not even during a hurricane.
Not even during a hurricane.
That's not something to think about. Like, oh shit, my paper might blow away. Like, I don't know.
So what I heard happened is like there's no like toilet paper reserves. Toilet paper takes up a lot of space, right?
Exactly.
So whenever like people basically pushed and bought a ton of toilet paper and were panicking, there was no reserves.
Correct.
And because there's just no storage. Just like you said, everybody kind of pretty much poops on the same rate.
The machine, no shit. Here we go again. But no BS. Still shit in that. They produce toilet paper 24 hours a day, and again, they produce it at a particular rate because that's what's established. Yep. We don't need reserves until we didn't need reserves.
And nobody ever in the history of logic was like, this worldwide virus is going to spread and people are going to panic buy toilet paper.
Dude, we were out of Kleenex. We were out of paper towels because people were like wiping their ass with paper towels.
I ordered, what is it, like shipped or, the grocery delivery service?
Shipped
Instacart, right? And I put toilet paper on the list of shopping supplies, and I put okay substitutions for like the entire order. For toilet paper, they substituted dinner napkins.
Oh my god! Because that's
which
all
I
they had.
Still have in my pantry at home. That's all they had. Yeah. I was like, who's okay with? I can't flush this.
Yeah, but if you got a wipe, throw it in a bag.
Might as well use a sock.
Something. Hey, socks work, but socks are going to be out then. There's no supply of socks.
So coming back around to the bidet, I originally bought one.
Yeah, this started with a bidet.
I originally bought one at the beginning of the pandemic because there was a toilet paper shortage. And so it's like, all right, well, what's the next solution? Bidet. And it drastically cuts down on toilet paper usage. But Chris refuses to try it because he's scared.
I'm not. So
we've
understand.
Just for also another context, we've had this conversation like among us.
And it's always hilarious and it's always funny.
So here's the thing though,
bro. Just
try it. It's not a fear thing. It's not a scared thing.
Like stepping out of the shower, you feel refreshed.
It's an uncomfortable, like, I just don't want water being sprayed at my butthole.
Did something happen to you as a child that we should know about?
It's a lot more refreshing than you think, but it's weird when you say it like that. But it's like super nice.
Yeah.
It's weird even when you say it that way.
It does kind of sound a little weird, but
I mean,
first podcast successful, second podcast canceled.
right in the toilet, literally.
Oh God.
For our next
what's
question.
The next question?
This comes from Yarglefist, and he's actually one of our admins. So shout out.
Hey.
Shout out Yarglefist.
If willing to divulge, what's y'all's most embarrassing motorcycle mishap? I have one.
I have one too.
I dropped my bike at bike night.
Parking. Like, weren't you walking it? You were moving the bike.
Not even.
What happened?
I was
Details.
sitting on the bike. You guys had just pulled up and you parked over by the front where you always park. And like you texted and you said, hey, just parked. We're up here. And I looked and you guys were waving. And I said, okay, well, I'm going to move my bike. I had parked elsewhere. I'm going to move my bike over there. And I had already taken my gloves off and stuff. And I went to put my gloves, I went to sit on them just so I could move the bike over there. And one of my gloves fell on the ground. And like the very smart person I am, I just leaned over to grab the glove off the ground. And then my bike was like, I'm just going to take a nap.
This looks like a good spot. Timber.
And it was just, right there, like, whoop. And I was on the bike and I didn't fall with the bike, thankfully. At bike night where there were other people around to witness this. And some very nice gentlemen helped me pick the bike back up.
Nice.
And then I moved the bike.
And the only thing that was hurt was your pride.
It was my pride. I can laugh about it now, but at the time I said I should just go home. My bike is very recognizable.
I'm sure there's plenty of people that have dropped bikes at bike night.
Dude. I haven't dropped one at bike night, but that was mine too. Was the classic. I had the forks turned and then hit the front brake and just went. So
it's the best worst place because they're gonna help you pick it back up.
Yeah.
Which is great. But it's also the worst place because that is where your pride most gets hurt.
It's like in front of everybody.
I know.
Yeah. Bike nights here are packed out. We're talking like
pressure.
I think our record number is like 1,600 people there or something. Like it's crazy.
Thankfully, that was at the beginning of the night. It wasn't that packed yet.
How about you, Justin?
Yeah, that's pretty much it. I think it was mostly when I first started riding. It was like always stalling the bike and then the classic, like I said, forks turned, hit the front brakes. Nothing recently, thank God, but I don't know, knock on wood. So.
What about you, Chris?
Yeah, you said you were like, oh,
Yeah,
I got one. You thought it pretty quick, too.
I got plenty of them, but the worst one, I got that immediately. The first one was a Buell 1125. Oh, man, what year was that thing? Whenever the damn 1125s came out, was it 07? Wait, I can't remember. But regardless, brand new bike, had like 1,000 miles on it. Well, I'd take it back. Actually, I had like 3,000 miles. Dude needed a tire. So I put a rear tire on it for him. And I was up in Kenai at the time, and I went to leave. Well, I left the parking lot. Went on my little test ride, came back into the parking lot, and we had a rider's edge course in the parking lot. And dude was standing there, but he was like giving me shit to do like a wheelie or something. So I went through the parking lot to the far side, went to turn, gave it a little gas, and whoop, right on my fucking ass. Right in front of him too. And I'm just like, oh man, I'm literally sitting on my ass with my legs out. My hands out like this because it's just the way I basically did like one roll and landed on my ass. So it was like really bad looking. It was like the bike, and it wasn't very fast, but it was like bike went, whoo, And I went doop doop and just sat there like Raggedy Ann on the fucking ground. Like, what the fuck did I just do? And it was horrible. I got up, I broke his little oil. I don't even know what the fuck it was. A little oil line, an extra oil line that's just there for no goddamn reason. And of course, it was on back order forever. Yeah, it was a shit show. And I just barely nicked like every body panel. Everyone.
Damn.
And of course, our concrete couldn't be smooth. Like tarmac. No, it had to have big fucking rocks in it. Just aggressive as fuck. And it was like, and you know when it eats a fairing and it eats in it and you can see all the rock that cut it.
Like there's
so it's
no
not like it's smooth, right? It didn't just smooth it off and you could be like, we could reshoot that. Yeah. No, fuck no. It ate it pretty good. And so, there it was. Me. That's on the ground like an idiot.
That's a winner.
And him over there literally laughing at me.
Damn.
He didn't laugh so much after he realized what happened.
Right.
How bad it was, but he did laugh at first.
Yeah.
So at least nobody was hurt.
Were you
Pride
hurt?
is painful, bro.
Pride can be painful.
Pride is painful.
Chris, like, I would have rather have broken my arm.
At least then I could be like, well, fuck it, look, I'm in the cast.
Yeah.
Instead, I had to get up and pick it up and be like,
and then fix it.
well, fuck. As soon as I fired it up to take it over to him, it's just going spitting oil out the side, and I'm just like, fuck. Like, I can't even say, well, at least you can attempt to ride it and not pay attention to this side of the bike. Right. But it didn't work out that way.
Insult to injury.
It was my fault. It was totally my doing. I wouldn't say that I was overly, what's the word? Aggressive, overly rambunctious. I wasn't like totally fucking off. But I just had that momentary lapse of like, well, I'm cornering and I'm going to give it because I want to do a little wheelie and it's a small parking lot. And and that tire just went, nope. It was brand new and just, I hadn't worn it in. And it just literally, as fast as your brain goes, fuck, I'm going down, is way too late. There's no saving it.
It almost feels like slow motion, but there's no undo.
Yeah. Because my wrist just went half throttle immediate. I didn't go full throttle. But I just wanted enough to kind of pick it up. But it didn't, like I said, it didn't work for me.
Dang.
It is what it is.
Yeah.
I think that's a winner right there.
Don't goose it in the leans.
That was probably the worst.
Winner,
just
chicken
mainly
dinner.
because he's standing there. And Silas, my GM, was not happy. And if you're listening to the Silas, you know this. He knows all too well.
He's listening and laughing.
By now, we can laugh.
You can laugh about it now.
It was a long time ago. But in that moment, that was not cool.
I think most people know mine because it was televised, essentially.
The Grom?
The Grom.
Yeah.
That's my shit.
Oh, the girls feet like this. Yeah, like.
Insert clip here.
Right? I need that clip.
Yeah, so, despite my better judgment, I let Photogrammer talk me into racing a Grom on an indoor go-kart track with knobby tires, which I knew was a terrible idea because knobby tires don't grip as well, obviously. And unlike Chris's rough pavement, this was polished concrete,
right?
Which is also not another good combination for knobby tires. And so, I mean, everybody's basically racing. You had a couple warm-up laps. I did totally fine during those. And then comes in time for the actual race. You know, person drops the flag, everybody goes. And I started like more towards the back. And I think I passed like one or two people. And I was feeling pretty good after I passed like my second person. And I was like, all right, like, because I know how to pick a good line, as you guys have seen by the go-kart track on four wheels. But I know how to pick a good line.
Rematch.
I knew he was going to bring that up too.
Yeah, we need to do that day.
I know, right?
Well, you guys will lose again.
I didn't have a helmet. I was in a shitty mood. It was a horrible day for me.
So it was Eric, Alan, Jess, and I. We went again, and once again, first place.
Did you?
Yep.
Dang, bro.
Bring it, bitches.
That's crazy.
So,
I gotta go practice. Let's go.
Justin, let's go.
Yeah, let's all go.
Well,
you are not invited.
That's on four wheels. On
Right.
two wheels, I did not do so good on a go-kart track. But yeah, it was a knobby tire. So despite me saying no initially, photogrammer said, dude, just fucking do it. Like, do it. He said,
Send it, bro.
He said, do it for the views.
Do it for
like
the
his
views.
exact words, do it for the views.
Do it for the vine.
And so I'm like, you know what? Like, fine, I'll do it. It'll be fun. And after I passed that second person, I was getting like overly confident and I leaned it a little harder and it started the low side, but then caught traction and then I high sided. And so I got up and I remember like feeling my knee. Like I thought I broke something that I was going to have to go to the hospital. And luckily nothing broke. Got the adrenaline dump, was able to pick the bike up, ride it off the track. My bars were super bent and proceeded to do Grom Day and ride all through Jacksonville, like 100 miles on Groms after that.
How did the people at the go-kart track react to that?
I didn't say nothing.
No. They're like, well, they signed waivers, so.
We didn't sign waivers, though. There were no signed waivers. I don't think they were actually supposed to let us on the track with the bikes, but, you know, they let us like chill in their back parking lot and like get hundreds of Grom. Like there was 300 plus Groms there for that Grom Day. And yeah, there was definitely no waivers signed. But I mean, I ain't no bitch. I ain't going narc.
I ain't gonna narc.
That's actually the worst wreck I've ever had on a bike.
What's that? Oh, we're not talking pain here. We were just talking embarrassing.
What about
All
you,
right.
mystery person? Would you like to share your most embarrassing moment on a motorcycle?
Oh, which one?
You got to talk it into the mic, though. It's up to you.
I like how you're like, wait,
which one feels the most embarrassing?
Was going into the apartment complex. You rode in front of me and I had to slam on brakes and I just tipped over. I saw myself going and I just went and I landed on the ground and then I was stuck under my bike like a turtle and all these cars started stacking up to try to get through the gate and I was just laying there like, help me. I remember getting up and I was like, we
no longer can live here.
Yeah, right at the entrance to the community.
Oh, man.
And I remember, I'm pretty sure it's on video even,
Right.
like the lay down. And I remember just like a turtle, like on the back and like picking the bike up so that you could get up and there was gas leaking.
Did anybody come out of their cars
No.
to help? Everyone's just waiting in
Yeah,
line.
everybody's just waiting.
Damn.
Like they were probably wanting to honk at us. But it's
Block
like,
them away.
yo,
They were waiting on you.
True, right?
They were like, get off.
Hurry
and
up.
help your person. Get up.
Yep.
Oh, that's funny.
That's the moment I was thinking.
All right.
all cars.
So,
All right, what's the next Discord question?
so last question from the Discord. Motivation. What has been your motivation for picking up the camera and creating content? And I know motivations can change. The motivation in the beginning is probably different from now. But I know from personal experience, if the right motivation's not there, it gets almost impossible to keep picking up the camera. And this comes to us from OtterTeam1_James.
All right, James at Otter Team 1.
Well,
Good question,
I want
James.
everybody else to answer this before I do.
I don't
If
pick up
that's
a
cool.
camera.
I don't
So
either.
I don't have to answer shit. It's all you.
Yeah, that was a you
What's-
question.
That's a
dog.
you question.
What's y'all's motivation?
None of us hold cameras, bro. It's you.
You felt a camera.
Nope.
Uh-huh.
No.
Yeah, bro. The Dyna room build video actually starts with you.
It
holding
does
the camera.
actually.
I don't care.
So we'll just say, like, what is your motivation
I don't pick.
to
I don't do him.
keep doing this?
But honestly, like the easiest way to answer it is just because it's fun. Obviously, I wouldn't continue to do it if I wasn't enjoying it. Like as with anything, there are times where it does become
Exhausting.
Like, exhausting. Like there is a weight to it. There's times where like I don't pick up the camera and I don't film. And obviously you guys aren't seeing those times because they're not being filmed. But yeah, there's definitely times where it's like I'll have moments of I don't know, like inspiration where I can make content out of anything. Like, and that's one of those things I've said since I first started is like, I'll create content out of nothing. Like I can ride to the post office and back and think of something, but there's a lot of times where it's like, I just want to ride. I don't want to talk. And so like the camera will be there, but at that point it's just serving the purpose of if I need it for insurance, you know, it's like not every ride I do requires me to be talking. It's like, sometimes I just want to enjoy it. or sometimes I don't hit the record button while here at the shop. There'll be tons of times where I don't record anything, but you know, you do get your spurts of like, oh, this is going to be a cool project. I think people would really enjoy this. You know, I'm not going to film another exhaust install video because I think I've done plenty of those. You guys haven't watched those, but like, yeah, it's just, I want to be able to record and share stuff that I feel is going to be entertaining, that like I'm able to share that enthusiasm, like my enthusiasm. And if I'm learning something, like I would want to record that so that like if anybody else out there is in that same boat, that they're maybe also learning something as well. And I think we've done a really great job at that, giving people insight into a lot of the industry, into, you know, building motorcycles. And yeah, it doesn't seem like work to me because it's literally just me. I feel like I'm hanging out with friends, even though it is a business and we do have to treat it as such. But I mean, most of the time I feel like I'm just coming in, we're getting to do cool shit and hanging out with friends. And occasionally we do get loud with one another and have to sit down and talk and remember that like communication is like vital for all of this. But despite that, I think it's like we're all growing. We're all going in like a really good direction. So that's what keeps him going.
Yay.
Did that get too serious? Should I make it more fun?
Oh, that's good.
Guys, this is so much fun. I pick up the camera every fucking day.
Nice.
I think that's a good one because it's like, so having gone to Babes Ride Out, I received a lot of questions asking if I was going to, you know, make an episode again, like I did last year. And first of all, I mean,
that's thunder, and we are cheering because it's hot as fuck today.
I've been waiting on this.
Yes.
One, because first of all, creating content isn't really my forte. It's not a skill that I possess or work on. I prefer to be behind the camera.
I remember last Babes Ride Out, Anna recorded an episode. And the first thing you said to me whenever you came back was what? You were like,
I'm sorry. Good luck, Justin.
That was a good edit though. It did come out really good.
It came out really good.
I mean, you worked your magic, so.
That was fun. That was awesome.
That's what I was like. I was like, Justin will work his magic.
Yeah, it was awesome.
It makes people realize that it's not as easy as it looks.
It's so not, because it's not just capturing video, it's telling a cohesive story. And so capturing video with a purpose. And it's just,
it is exhausting. It can be exhausting. It's like whenever I hand you the camera and I'm like, here you go. Like, I'm going to be out today. I need you to man the camera. And that is never met with excitement from anybody. It's like, yay, I get to man the camera today. It's like, fuck.
especially if, you know, for us, it's not our thing that we do. You have to actively think about that. It's not just second nature. Like working on bikes for Chris is second nature. He knows what he's doing. He knows what he's going to do next without having to stop and think about it. And then you hand us a camera and it's a
whole other variable to factor into your workflow.
Seriously is.
Yeah.
And I'm not a storyteller, you know, that's not my thing. And so to have to think about like, what do I want to start recording now? What do I want to say? What am I going to record next? And then also it kind of takes you out of the experience if it's not second nature to you, because I'm there and I'm having fun. I'm having a good time. Things are happening. And then I think, oh shit, I got to take out the camera because I got to record this. I got to get footage. I got to get something for the episode so people can see. And so it's a lot of work. And then, you know, until you try it, man, that sucks.
Yeah.
Man, that sucks.
It's one of the things that always gets me is that like whenever somebody asks like, oh, what do you do? And you're like, oh, YouTube, whatever. And like, they're like, oh shit, I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna start a YouTube channel. It's like, I encourage the hell out of people, you know, like, yeah, do it. And I've got videos out there like talking about how like the structure that you should have in order to like have a successful YouTube channel. But it does boil down to like, yeah, it does kind of become work, much as anything.
Right.
You know, it's like, but if you love what you do,
you'll work 24/7.
You'll work 24/7. Yeah, fuck that saying. It's like, if you love what you do, you'll never work a day in your life. That's not true. If you love what you do and you make it your job, you'll work 24/7, but at least you're going to love what you're doing.
Right.
So
Most of the time.
yeah. So you're talking about being at like Babes Ride Out and like it removing you from the moment, you know, having to basically like stop and be like, oh, I got to take my camera out. I got to record. And it's very true. It's funny because whenever like I was out in California and it's a press ride, right? And so whenever we all get together and each of us, you know, has a YouTube channel, you've got like multiple people recording at the same time.
I was going to say, what is that like?
So you've got like one person over here being like, all right, guys, we're here in California riding the new Harley-Davidson Nightster. And then you got another person over here and be like, what's up, guys? Blah, 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 blah.
That'd be a funny skit, like
And
just
like
30 people doing a vlog at the same time in like one small
It's so
space.
legit. It's probably in some of the footage that you reviewed for the Nightster, but there's one point where I'm sitting there and I'm just looking at everybody, but it removes you from the moment because you'll be like sitting here talking with somebody like, hey, what's up? Blah, blah, blah. What do you think of the bike? Blah, blah, blah. And they'll be like, click. Hey, what's up, guys? And you're like, the fuck?
You're like, wait?
Yeah, they'll like turn the camera on and start recording and it's like, yo, I didn't get a warning or anything. Like, Jesus.
That reminds me of Mike B.
Well, Michael Bertini. So
All right,
who
so
you
we'll
guys
just
will-
call him out.
Yeah,
Bertini.
well, I was going to call him, but like he's in a meeting right now. But yeah, he's been up here filming a lot of the stuff that he's doing with his bike. And like he'll hold the camera out and like we'll mess with him. And we'll just like yell stuff in the background and stuff. So is it data or is it data?
No, yeah.
Data,
Podcast topic.
data or data? You
Data
guys
or
let us
data?
know in the comments.
I say data.
I say data, I think.
I think I say data too.
I mean, so does Bertini.
Yeah.
I think I say data.
And he said
Oh.
data. So Bertini
I think it
kept
depends
saying,
on the. I think it depends. Sometimes
Yeah.
it's kind of like
Bertini-
root and
Same
route.
thing.
It could probably go both ways. Yeah.
Yeah,
It's fluid
it's a
that
good
way.
question.
But Mike was up here recording one time, and he said, "What did he say?" He said, I think he said data first, and then changed it to data.
All right, guys, based on the
And-
data.
Yeah, and so I kept going, "It's data," but I was yelling it like absurdly loud from the background. I was standing there behind Mike, so Mike's running his camera this way, right? I'm standing like over here, and he's over at the door, like by the bay door, and he was looking at me, and I was like, just signaling like, hey, let's fuck with it. And so I said something first, and then he started, and what he started with was by far better than what I was doing.
What did I say?
What'd you say first? You just said something arbitrary. It was like you just threw out something.
I think I started with the Miss Doubtfire.
Yeah, he like threw out something, and I started laughing.
And then there was like some random fact.
And then so
I
he
forget
just
what the other
starts
thing
like
was.
naming facts in the background that make no sense to what's going on.
of statistics are made up on the spot.
Yeah, something like that. And so then I started, and before you know it, we're both just bombarding Bertini with just bullshit that he's like, he keeps going, great, I'm gonna have to edit it. And I'm like, you don't have to edit shit. Just leave it in there.
Okay, here's an idea for your next things that you yell out.
Bombardment.
There's an Instagram page I recently found called Whale Facts, I think.
Oh, I've seen this. Yeah.
What is it?
Yeah.
Whale facts or facts about
I
whales.
love it. Yeah.
But it's some really dumb shit. Like whales can jump higher than you even though they don't have legs.
They probably can. They breach the water.
Dude, but some of those are like super obvious. It's like a whale is bigger than a sandwich.
But it's facts.
So
Whale facts.
But it's facts.
so please incorporate that into your
Yeah.
Oh, we should.
Yeah. So next time I'll just be like, a whale is bigger than a sandwich.
Did you know a sperm whale is
yes.
60% larger than you are?
60%.
I'm
not making shit up, but I'll read it off the whale facts.
as long as you say like at least 60 times larger than you are, because you're technically correct.
At least. No,
That's a good one.
I like it. See? That's just how I word shit.
Did you know that whales sleep vertically in the water?
Did you know I'm stuffing food in my face and trying not to sound like it right now?
Oh, it totally sounds like it. Yeah,
Well, good.
I can hear it. Also, we can see it if you're on YouTube.
Fact. Don't care right now.
Fact. Whales eat more than me. Shut the fuck up.
So, okay, is that it for the Q&A?
I think that's it for the Q&A. Yeah.
No,
All right, cool.
I thought we had something else.
Thank you, Discord.
So if
Appreciate
you would like
guys.
to participate in our Q&A sessions, join our Discord by signing up on our website.
Blockheadmoto.com.
And then we'll post there whenever we're going to stop looking at me.
You made her uncomfortable, bro.
My bad.
Stop groaning.
My bad. I was just following up what you were doing, and then got weird. So,
and then I have 2 of my own Q&As that are questions that we frequently get from the community that I would like to answer. The first being, are we hiring? And
That's a good one. Because we always refer the Spider-Man meme. Like, are you guys hiring? All of us are always like...
when we were at MMI, someone walked up and, they said, you guys hiring? And everyone looked over. Go ask Anna.
Oh my God.
Yeah,
That's
I
so
refer
funny.
people to Anna. Anna refers people to Chris. Chris refers people to Justin.
And then I bring it all back around.
it goes back to
The answer to that is we really, really appreciate y'all's consideration. The response we get from the community.
Desire.
And the
Yeah,
interest
it's awesome.
in
Like, we really appreciate you guys like
wanting to be a
asking
part of
and
it.
wanting to like work here. It's super cool.
Can I say the truth?
Yes.
We don't have the money.
Yeah, like honestly, like
We don't have the money, and we don't have the space.
I would love to be able to bring on another tech. Honestly, it's definitely the next person that we need on board is another tech. However, we don't have the budget for it. We would, however, have the budget for it if you guys sign up for the website at blockheadmoto.com.
To support our shop and our content creation.
But we're giving away a
Facts,
2020.
though. Facts.
We're giving away a 2020 Lowrider ST if you guys want to sign up, and we will take that money and hire another technician.
Well,
right.
hold on.
I have 3 dogs. It's a lot of dog food.
Yo, with
Justin-
prices going up for real.
But also that means when we are ready to take on a tech, we would be looking for an experienced tech. No apprentices. I'm sorry.
Or
but
one that just got like all the gold stars. Like somebody that is like hungry and super talented. A lot of the inquiries that we get.
Real quick, I don't mind training somebody that doesn't know. You know
Right.
that.
Yeah,
And
and-
sometimes I prefer that.
Exactly, because they don't
you
have
break
bad habits. Yeah.
True.
But a lot of the inquiries we get are specifically to learn from you because people want to be shadow a master.
That ain't happening.
Yeah. So
We need somebody for wheels and tires.
we appreciate the
Oil
interest.
changes.
Oil changes. Yeah.
We need somebody that can do the job so that I can walk away and do other things.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
I can't necessarily afford to train somebody from the ground up.
So all that to say, we are not currently hiring.
That was like a whole podcast within itself.
We truly appreciate all the inquiries.
But that's being
However, that is just PSA because that is a question we always get. We know we are not currently hiring. And when we do decide to hire, I mean, it's kind of like when we hired for the editor. We
Right.
posted up and made it public.
Mm-hmm.
And when that time comes, you'll see it if you're following.
real. And no bullshit. Thank you for wanting to work with us.
Yeah.
Yeah,
No, it's
that's
super awesome
Yeah.
getting those inquiries. And a lot of people, we get some that people are willing to uproot their lives to move down here and join us.
Justin did. Honestly, we'd love to be able to, hire those people that are hungry, but it's just not in the budget right now.
No.
Like we have other stuff that we have to.
We have goals.
Yeah. Right.
And it's kind of like
Milestones.
Oh man, hold on. What was the Shrek thing? It's like an onion, right? There's layers.
Many layers.
I was gonna say a layer cake, and then I was like, wait, we
Are
could
you
do
an
an onion.
ogre?
I might be. At times, I probably am. But anyways,
Yes.
I'm just on the forklift still.
we gotta reach certain levels, right? So that's what we're doing.
So the other PSA I have for everyone is if someone responds to your comment on YouTube or anything like that, saying that you've won a giveaway, you've won a PlayStation, you've won a bike, it's a scam. We don't ever reach out to you on social media to tell you that you won. We have your information because you sign up with your information and we reach out to you directly, like via phone, via email, official methods, not social media, not YouTube comments. We don't tell you to contact us. You know, we don't ask for your personal information.
We definitely won't put you in blast in a comment.
No.
And it's 2022. You guys should be educated on scams. Like I get this every day. I get 5 scam calls a day.
Shall we turn this into a podcast? Because the Likely family is calling me constantly.
Dude, listen. Okay.
You know who the Likely family is, right? Scam Likely? I don't know how they got it. I don't know who Scam is. I keep waiting for someone other Likely to call me.
That's a good one, dude.
But every time I look at my phone,
because at first I was like,
the Likely family? Who's that?
Yeah, Scam Likely, dude. I'm like, motherfuckers, somehow they got my phone.
Yeah.
Shit.
So
even here, they even call the shop here scams,
That's what I'm saying, dude.
I like put them on blast. I'm like, can you just like not call here
call the
anymore,
shop
man?
and
Please.
they say, you want a motorcycle?
Oh, really? Where am I getting that from? Like, word, hook me up.
So that is the official PSA. We will never reach out to you via YouTube comments. We will never reach out to you on Instagram. We
probably
via
won't reach out to you at all.
Period. We have our official rules on our website. You can see when the sweepstakes begins, when it ends. And so if you end up winning a motorcycle or any of the stuff that we might be giving away at the time, we will reach out to you directly with the information that you have already provided through our legitimate method of signing up on our website.
You'll personally hear from you guys, because sometimes when you do the reveals or the announcements, you guys call them. We got to film the content.
A call from Blockhead, and usually Chris is on it, I'm on it, Justin might be on it this next time around.
Right.
And so, we'll never ask you to say, we'll never say, oh, message us on WhatsApp, and then you do, and we're like, send us your address. That's a scam.
Right. No. Come on now.
Scam Likely.
Scam Likely.
Likely
family.
Damn old Likely. That's
a good one,
I'm telling you,
I
bro.
gotta use that one.
So that is
I just told Blockhead that yesterday. I was like, the Likely family got my phone number, didn't they?
Bro, they got a bunch of people's phone
That's
numbers.
what I'm saying. I don't get it.
They call me all the time.
And it's always
super
scam.
annoying.
Is you getting scammed too?
Yeah.
That dude, I don't even know.
So I guess we're doing a separate podcast. We'll go ahead and cut it right there. But in podcast number 3, some of the subjects or topics that you guys have to look forward to us talking about is motorcycles don't attract chicks.
What? Says who?
I mean, I agree with that.
Man, somebody's full of shit.
We gotta jump into that episode.
Next episode.
I don't know.
Also, another topic: the Sportster S controversy.
Hershey squares.
Did someone already get into the booze?
Sportster Hershey. The Sportster S controversy. Rear-wheel drive.
Real drive.
So we created some controversy between the Sportster S and MT-09 people that got incredibly butthurt. We'll talk about that. Also, chasing numbers, overpowering a motorcycle.
That's
gonna
my favorite.
Yeah, it's going to be an interesting topic. Additionally, overlooked expenses to properly upgrade your motorcycle, because a lot of people focus on one single thing and don't think about other stuff that also needs to be upgraded.
Amen, brother.
And budget build recommendations for people that are looking for more performance. So those are some of the topics for podcast number 3.
Budget build that ass.
Damn, that's enough for like 2 more podcasts.
I don't know what that means.
For real.
Budget building that ass.
Budget build that ass.
Does that mean just like,
Budget build that ass.
like home gym or?
It's yeah, kind of. Kind of like that. It's like creating your own
gym.
It's like making your own Nordic track.
Using your own weight to work out kind of thing?
Yeah,
like one of those,
kinda.
like those outdoor gyms that you do that?
Cut a log off a tree and you weigh it and then you use that instead.
You have to become a lumberjack?
We're back to the switch thing. Remember from the beginning? Full circle.
That's a big switch.
It's a big ass. Well, hey, that's what she said. I mean,
and on that note, we hope you guys have enjoyed Blockhead Moto Podcast numero dos. And what did we do last time around? We did like a last little words of something.
That was Chris's thing. What did you say? You
what
made
was
everyone say something that like we're grateful
Words of
for
wisdom
or something.
all right. So yeah, I did.
Final thoughts.
It should be the thing now.
So hold on.
Jerry Springer's final thoughts.
Hold on.
Jerry. Chrissy.
Mellow. Okay. So We're gonna go around the table, starting from the right. See, I can't
So
even
I
get in the
gotta go
mic to get
first?
this right.
Go left,
Yes,
dude.
we're going to the right,
Starting first with you.
and we're going to
Okay,
the
go
right.
ahead. Go ahead.
And we're
I'm down. I'm
This
down.
guy.
Let's get it.
say something you're fucking thankful for.
that ass?
No, for real though.
Okay, what was it?
Like, think of your life, think of where you're at, and name at least one thing, if not two, that you're thankful for. Like a Thanksgiving.
Man, I think I'm thankful for all of the relationships that I've made in Florida. I think everybody that's around me being new to Florida has been very genuine and not fake or anything like that. Like, I feel like the friends that I've made here are all like genuine people. So I'm really thankful for that, being new to Florida, and everyone being like, you know, really nice to me and stuff. So like, I'm thankful for that.
Fuck that guy.
Talk shit about you behind your back.
I know, right? For real, dude.
I'm just kidding.
Funny because it's true.
Right? And they always follow that up with like, it's because we love you, dude. So shut the fuck up.
Now here we talk
pick
shit
on
to
you
each
'cause
other's
we like you.
faces.
But yeah, man, that's what I'm thankful for, man. Everyone just being like super like genuine and real people and not like fake. Cool.
That's cool, man.
Next.
I am thankful for just having good health and the opportunity to just live life, you know, having gone, you know, skydiving, as I mentioned, and going to Babes Ride Out. It just fills me with, I talk about this a lot and I post about this a lot too on my Instagram, but it just makes me feel really grateful just for the opportunities I have, for being alive, you know, and just being able to go out there. And there's so many people, even with the health thing, you know, there's so many people who, you know, they may have like a condition where they can't ride or something like that. And just, I'm really thankful for just being able to go out and live, you know. We're only given one life, so.
X.
Thankful.
Do it right.
Yeah.
I'm thankful for Law Tigers, the sponsor. I'm just kidding. Just kidding, but big shout out to all our sponsors.
Leave that in.
Still leave that in.
Definitely leave that in.
No, like honestly, like sitting here like around this table, being able to cut up with you guys, same as like the first podcast we did. It's just so much fun. I think people really pick up on that, and so the ability, the fact that we have the ability to like be able to sit here and cut up for an afternoon, take a break from the heat, you know, take a moment away from like all the rest of the shit that we've got to do. I'm incredibly grateful for, which stems to you guys. So I'm grateful for y'all. But then it also stems to the community, which is what allows us to be able to do what we do. And I mention that all the time, but it's not lost on me that like what we're doing is like a very special circumstance here. Like the fact that I always say it started with a GoPro on a motorcycle helmet and like riding to and from the post office or pushing my bike through the Chick-fil-A drive-through or whatever it might be. Like all of it stemmed from nothing if you think about it. And just people like feeling some kind of connection and tuning in and watching. And because of that, like one thing led to the next, led to the next, led to the next. And it's kind of crazy whenever you kind of go back and look at it, like the choices that I could have made that would have put me in a much different place. But that's not what happened. It's like the choices that I did made, like put us here, right? And it helped for my path to cross y'all's paths to cross. And it's a lot of that is because of this community and the support that we have. So I'm incredibly grateful for community and to be able to like sit here and cut up with you guys. And like, it's crazy to think that this is work, you know,
For real.
Isn't that wild? I'm grateful as fuck for that. So
Hell yeah.
thanks to you guys.
He just said like 14 times. I counted.
Like,
I think the next podcast, I'm going to load this up. We need some sounds.
Also,
We
like,
do.
no, I'm not going to say that.
Definitely.
Yeah. So I can be like, boop. Cool.
All right.
All right,
Down
Chris.
to you.
It's not my turn.
Gross.
I was just asking the question.
What you mean?
What do you mean? What I mean? I don't know. Dude, it's hard for me to be grateful. Like, okay, let me rephrase that. It's
hope this.
That's how he opens. That's your opener.
That's it.
Yeah.
Fuck you all.
That's
And the
opener.
podcast too.
Oh man, what are you grateful for, dog?
How I meant to say it was, it's hard for me to find.
Silver lining.
Yeah. This is partly why I try to do this. It's more for me. It's my own affirmation more than it is for you guys.
I feel so used. Thanks.
Well, you're welcome. Because, I got to use what I can use when I can use
There
it.
you go, dog.
But anyways, I don't know. Ultimately, I'm grateful for a lot of things. What do I choose to mention in this very moment? I'm extremely grateful for the woman I have in my life. I'm extremely grateful for my kids. I'm very grateful for this opportunity. As much as I bitch and moan about it and feel, I guess, my own pressure most of the time, but I feel an intense amount of pressure being, and this is just context, and I'll do it kind of for you, Anna, and for people that are watching, just so they have an understanding. When you're in the position I am in life, at least at this current moment, I'm the only guy that can do what I do here. Unfortunately, he can't just pick it up, put an engine together, and he can't pick it up, put an engine together. Yeah. So they can both pick it up and do editing, or they can pick up and do other things, right? So there's a shared bit of responsibility. The same comes into parenting for me. I don't have that motherly, that partner. So it's me. And it gets taxing at times. And I don't want to be negative, and I hope we're not this isn't exactly going negative. Just setting the table that sometimes it's difficult for me to find, what he said, that silver lining or that gratefulness, because honestly, it's one shit show to the next. It's this mess to that mess to this. Everybody needs that. Well, you need it now. Why can't fucking give it now? And then he needs it now. And then he needs it. And it's how I feel sometimes. So I get lost in that. And I'm not always grateful like I should be. But ultimately, I am extremely grateful for this. I'm extremely grateful for this turd that I sometimes will cuss and swear.
Yay.
And I'm grateful for that turd behind the camera because, same thing. And I'm grateful for you. I won't call you a turd because you're not here turding shit up. But these two are.
Oh, Lord.
But anyways, I can't just say nice things without being an
Forgot
asshole.
that part of my routine.
Come on, right?
I come in and I turd shit up.
Right? So anyways, yeah, I'm just thankful to be where I am today. Because I know where I was in life, 10 years ago. I wasn't
a year
where
ago.
I wanted to be. Yeah, shit, yeah. Really, a couple years ago. We can just keep going down the shit show of my life, but regardless, I'm very thankful for where I am today.
Yeah.
I'm thankful for the people I have around me, for the people that I have in my life, and the people that say they love me.
Yeah.
And the people that I love, which is very difficult
love you,
for me
dog.
to say.
And
Stop,
I'm happy
we're
to
not
be
doing that shit on
I
camera.
said it the other day when we had
I'm
our
not
meeting.
doing this on camera.
You guys we did some hugs today.
That's right. Chris was very uncomfortable with it.
I didn't do any hugs.
He put in his notice
I didn't. Yeah.
right after I hugged him.
He said, no, he said, well, you said it. You go, well, hugs are a requirement. And I said, well, then here's my notice. I'm not.
I think you bring a side of realism to the table because that's the reality for a lot of people. And, not always seeing things as glass half full. And I personally, I see it more as, an exercise, a daily exercise of finding things that I'm grateful for because
Mindset.
I think sometimes it's really easy to get stuck in the weeds and focus on the things that are going wrong. Because the reality is and obviously not trying to compare situations or anything, you have things rough, you're a single dad and I don't have that experience. I can't imagine how difficult that must be. But the reality is everyone's got something going on. They just, they might not talk about it. And so I think that I think it's really cool that you're willing to open up about that stuff, when we're sitting here around the table and talking and you're saying I'm not necessarily that positive. Like life sucks and shit sucks.
Life doesn't suck, but
like sometimes it does,
some
you know?
days it sucks horribly.
And like there are so many people who relate to that because that is the reality, especially like right now in the times that we're in right now.
You know how many
You know?
times
Hell yeah.
I watch YouTube. No, I don't watch us, but I do watch YouTube. And
That should be a topic in the next podcast.
Right. Like,
You don't watch the channel. You don't watch the channel. Justin has to.
I have to, but I even still watch it even after like it's live.
dude, I watch a particular
Oh, God.
group that I like. You guys know them. But what I notice is all of them, and any others that I follow, are like always super overly positive, right? And it's editing. And we all know it's editing.
I don't like that shit.
But hear me out in this moment, right? That's all editing. We know this shit.
Yeah.
But the real is like the way I see it is like, come on, dude, you're real. I know there's real about you. Like when I watch people do that shit, it almost makes me not want to follow them anymore because it's like, dude, you're totally leaving out real.
Yeah.
Like, okay, that didn't work out for you. But instead of you being like, you don't have to say, you don't have to cuss. But I mean, instead of expressing like a frustration, it's like, oh, well, that wasn't a success, so we're going to do it this way. Get the fuck over yourself, man. That is so fucking fake. I can see it through your goddamn teeth.
Yeah.
Like, but he always gave me shit for a long time about how people ate up the fact that I was like sarcastically dry, right? And would just mash the obvious button. And even when I'm frustrated, people seem to dig it, and I hate it. I don't like seeing it because I want that magic of editing where everything's perfect. And I'm like, oh boy, it didn't work. Let's just try it again. Fuck off.
Oh boy.
Right, exactly. But
Dude,
instead,
we're not Mickey Mouse here, bro.
but instead, I like when I get frustrated, it seems people can relate. So I do. It's a balance when it comes to that. But regarding the thankfulness, I am extremely grateful for where I am today. Because I know where the fuck I was before. And
I
that
want
was
to jump in there.
no place I wanted to be.
Boom.
So
Oh shit, let's just.
So I'll just leave mine at that.
Yeah.
Thanks, bro.
But
I think that realness, bro, if you were that, oh well, that didn't go as planned, let's do it this way. Like I wouldn't
I'd
be able
shoot
to
myself.
I wouldn't be able to stand
I think
you
I'd
for
shoot
one.
myself.
The realness is one of those things that like I would say most people are drawn to. The example that I was
but
talking
it can
about,
be overwhelming. And you know that.
Whatever. I'll just yell back and sit you down. I've
Dun,
done
dun,
it twice. I can do it a third time. But there's a channel that like I would really love to be able to watch because I love the projects that the guy does. But I find myself like YouTube will recommend the channel, and I'm not going to name any names.
I don't wanna
it's in the
name
automotive
them.
like car industry though.
Yeah, same here.
And
one of them is.
the projects that this guy is working on are awesome. But like whenever I watch it, his overwhelming positivity and pace drains me.
Yeah.
It's just like, I can't watch this shit because you're so fake happy. Like there's no way you're like this in real life, like in person. And if you are, I don't want to be your friend. But like that realness, I feel like way more people relate to. And I know one of the things with the channel, like whenever I first initially started, was that like whenever I would record, I wasn't trying to be that bubbly, yay, everything is awesome, high level personality, just being myself. And a lot of people appreciated that and like responded and commented like, you're super laid back. You're somebody that like I would have a beer with kind of thing, you know? So I think it's more relatable not being like that. But I mean, you do have your people out there that are drawn to that are like, but
Well,
to me, it's real life.
And I think it's good. Like, so for example, if in the videos, you know, you're doing your dry sarcasm and he's coming in with his silliness and, you know, Justin,
I'm not silly.
just vibing. But there's a balance there. It's not all positive. It's not all negative. It always falls in the middle, you know, and that's life,
Right.
you know?
No.
So I think that's why it goes a long way with our viewers because they can relate to a lot of the stuff they see on the channel and the different personalities here.
Right.
Yeah, I know in that first
Just
podcast, a lot of
vibing.
people like related to like a lot of the stuff that you had to say,
Yeah.
which is cool.
They will this one too, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Always. In the comments, always. Man, I love when Chris blah, blah, blah.
Have you gone through them?
relate. Have you ever seen them?
Man. Everyone,
I don't
everyone
read them
loves
very
you, dog.
often.
People love you, Papa White
The
Glove.
last,
They really do.
The last couple times I read them, which was, oh man, I don't even know. I think, well, actually, one of the last ones I read was the the stupid breather one we did because
yeah.
I didn't feel it was right. So I had to read it because I was like, man, we didn't get that one right. And then one I read prior when we were at Seminole, and that's like it. Man, I don't try to get in there because what people say, believe it or not, affects me. I'm not as tough as I like to act.
Right.
And that's just the real.
Yeah.
Dude, a
If
lot
you're
of
shitting all
creators
over
stay
me-
away from the comment section.
Yeah,
Right.
because if you shit all over me, like, here's
That
the
hurts
thing.
my feelings.
Like, well, it's not even so much like I can take it. I can take it. Believe me. You could
Thick
say
skin. I'm all up in them
you can
comment
say whatever
section.
the fuck you want because I go to bed here. But the real is, if you say enough stuff, it'd be the same as if he said it or you said it or you said it. It's going to change me enough. I'm going to attempt to change something so I'm no longer my authentic self.
Yeah.
Right. And I don't really want to be affected by anything anybody has to say, good, bad, or indifferent.
Mhm.
I don't want to be fake because they're like, oh man, we love this. So now I'm going to try to
To do
that,
it more. Yeah.
Right. And I don't want to see like, oh, you're
Blah, blah,
a
blah.
dumbass
Negatives.
and don't know shit. Like, I don't want to see that either. So I just don't read it. It doesn't affect my life. And as long as I don't let it in, it's not going to. So.
Yeah, I can appreciate that.
That's a whole podcast topic in of itself.
Yeah, that one.
Mhm.
The
That's a deep one.
YouTube comment section.
The internet.
Can be awesome, but also not awesome.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, guys. So we're going to go ahead and cut off podcast numero dos there. And we're going to continue with a couple of topics like I was going over for podcast 3 here in just a second. But hope you guys have enjoyed this one. If you did, whatever platform you're listening on, be sure to rate it 5 stars, hit the thumbs up, leave a comment if you're able to, leave a review, and
Hit the follow button.
hit the follow button and subscribe solely for the fact that this microphone wasn't blocking Chris's face the entire time. I know you guys really enjoyed that last time around. It is perfectly in front of you.
But you know, someone's going to find something
Right.
to blow up the comments with this time.
Dude, somebody was saying something about the monster drinks you were drinking too last time. They're
Oh,
like,
yeah.
those
We
are the
actually-
most
Hey,
trash
you notice
monsters.
I put the label out of everything I was drinking, both my Pedialyte and this or Firebird cream soda.
That's what I've been drinking. Well, and this.
Let's get it all. Let's get the hate. Come on, guys.
I
Here
just
it
have,
is.
I have water. So
These are all the fluids
just
on the
address
table.
everything that everybody had to say.
That's right.
Fluids.
Now everyone can talk shit about the fluids.
Which is, speaking of the comment section, obviously we were reading them.
I was not, but you guys tell me all the time.
Anyways, yeah, you guys do us a favor. Hit the like, hit the subscribe button, hit the bell icon also so it sends notifications of future uploads and activity. Till next time, listen safe, dream vigilant.
Sit safe.
Sit safe.
Listen vigilantly.
Ride safe, stay vigilant. We'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.